Welcome back. Yes, that's right. It is Sunday, November 10th, 2024. This is episode 14 of the One More Round live chat. I am your host. See me every week, every Sunday, giving you boxing and MMA news, parlays, picks, tips, all that. My name's Gav. Welcome back. If you've seen me before, if you've seen my stupid, ugly, why did my mic unplug? Hold on. This thing's stupid. Hold on. There we go. Technical difficulties happening right now. It's pissing me off, but we're good. We're back. We're here. Okay. If you see me before, it's probably been on one of these channels here. Either One More Round Fights or the Main Card Minute, where we watch fights on Saturdays. I'm about to lose it. We do watch alongs. And guess what? We make you guys money. We make you money. That's what going through some technical difficulties with the mic for some reason, of course. But hey, we're back. If you've seen me before, you've seen me on one of these channels below, the Main Card Minute or One More Round Fights. Please scan the QR code below. So annoyed. And you can tune into our streams. Me and Luke will be doing a full card one for UFC 308 Jones versus Miocic this coming Saturday. And you just seen us do, well, I did one for 169 on Friday, and we did one on the Main Card Minute for UFC Vegas 100 this past weekend. So that's where you guys can come check us out some more. Please like and subscribe below. If you've seen me around, please hit me up on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Give me a follow, give me a like, drop some comments, all that good stuff. If you want some money, getting some bets from this channel, please send me your wins. Send your wins. I want to see how much I'm winning you guys. All right. So that's one more round fights at gmail.com. That is one more round fights at gmail.com. Shout out to our sponsor, W.GG. Use promo code one more round for 10% off. That is W.GG. Use promo code one more round for 10% off, baby. Without further ado, let's get into it. We had a jam-packed weekend. We had lots of events going on. Number one, we had 169 on Friday. Then we had, even before that, we had Keyshawn Davis versus Gustavo Lemos. Then we had 169. Then we had UFC Fight Night Vegas 100. And then we had Jaron Ennis versus Chukhadzhian 2. So it was a jam-packed weekend, 2 boxing cards, 2 MMA cards, all over the world in various locations. So without further ado, let's get into it. First, let's start off with MMA, and then we'll go into boxing, like we do. So let's start off with the first MMA event of the weekend. Here we got 169. 169 happened out of Thailand. We had Anatoly Malykhin, undefeated at 14-0, leading the card with one of his 2 titles at heavyweight. One of his 3 titles at heavyweight. If you don't know, he's the champion of middleweight, light heavyweight, and heavyweight in one championship. He defeated Reinier de Ridder and Arjan Bhullar for all those titles. Reinier de Ridder having the heavyweight title and the middleweight title. Reinier de Ridder having the light heavyweight and the middleweight title, and Arjan Bhullar having the heavyweight title. Anatoly Malykhin knocked them both out and knocked out Reinier de Ridder twice to get that title. So as you can see, the odds makers had him very high. They had him minus 4 digits. And Umar Kane coming in at plus 750. Umar Reug Reug Kane used his Senegalese wrestling in that first round and held Anatoly Malykhin to absolutely 0 offense. Within the one championship rules, within that rule set, they judge the fight in its entirety, not round by round like we're used to seeing in the UFC, Bellator, PFL, what we're accustomed to seeing in unified modern MMA. They don't score that way. So when Umar Reug Reug Kane controlled Anatoly Malykhin that whole first round, could also possibly be a 10-8 according to their rules. And then Anatoly Malykhin continued to grab the ropes to prevent Umar Kane from getting the takedown and being on top. Got a yellow card to take away more from himself and give more to Reug Reug in terms of the fight. Now, Anatoly Malykhin may have marginally won rounds 2, 3, and 4. But the onslaught that Umar Reug Reug Kane had in round 5 to basically sway the fight his way, I believe he knocked down Malykhin as well, or at least stunned him. When he stunned Malykhin in that 5th round, and all the momentum went to Reug Reug, and it felt like he was winning that fight, regardless of the fact that Malykhin had neutralized him in rounds 2, 3, and 4. It felt like Reug Reug won the fight. And since the judging criteria for one championship is as such, Umar Reug Reug Kane won the heavyweight title in one championship. What a win. I did pick him to win the fight at plus 750. I wish I could bet on it. As I'm in New York and I'm not in the Far East, I was unable to bet on it. But I did give betting tips all night. You can check out that watch along. It's in the playlists portion of the channel under Combat Companions. It is called Combat Companion. And anytime that we have an off-brand card that nobody's really gonna watch, or rent out the house to, or bring the friends over for, I'm gonna be there doing one on YouTube for you guys, bring you a little bit of content. So that means Bellator, PFL, one championship. They're not as often as the UFC. They're not every week like they are. So it won't be that often, maybe like once or twice a month, but there you go. So I'll be doing those from now on. But yeah, Omar Reug Reug Kane walks out the heavyweight champion of one championship. What a win for that guy. Now, I was saying plenty of matchups open up because of this. Because of Malykhin losing to Reug Reug, now Reug Reug has a bunch of options. He already beat a challenger that fought earlier on the card, Marcus Buchecha Almeida. He already beat him by decision. So, since Buchecha is a high regarded prospect over there, they're going to want to give him a title shot next. So maybe that rematch. So Reug Reug Buchecha 2. You could do Reug Reug Malykhin 2. You could do Malykhin versus anybody. He could be like a gatekeeper of the division, knocking everyone out before they get to Reug Reug now. Because think about it. Now that they had the Russian market with Anatoly Malykhin. They got an up and coming Brazilian Western market, right? And they got the middle right now with Reug Reug in Africa. They have a bunch of European fighters, so they've already broken market there. So the last markets that they really need are the South American market and the North American market. And now that they have Marcus Almeida Buchecha getting a big win earlier in the night, big submission win, first round. Now that they have him streaking and that market ready to fire off, they also have people like Danielle Kelly, the atomweight, the Brazilian jiu-jitsu grappler. She's American, not Brazilian. But they now have her. And she can do big things. They have a bunch of fighters that won earlier in the night. Jackie Bunton, American, but also I believe Filipino. Breaking market in North America there. So you got to think about how one championship is viewing expansion. They're on Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime, largely an American market. Who are they going to put on that card? Jackie Bunton. Bilingual. A second Andrea Lee, if you will. Somebody that could carry the torch from her. She takes on Anissa Mexen, wins her fight by unanimous decision. Did anybody doubt it? Of course, they had Rod Tang Jitmuangnan taking on Jacob Smith. He won his fight by unanimous decision. The fight was in Thailand. Everything here is strategic on the card. So if you just looked at the card and took an eye down it, Adriana Moraes defeated Danny Kingad. Submission choke, round 2, 4 minutes and 14 seconds. Brazilian market. Just makes sense what they're doing here. Cade Rotolo, bilingual, American. I believe he's Brazilian as well. Sorry, he's Hawaiian. My apologies. And Puerto Rican. Hawaiian, Puerto Rican, and Italian. I didn't know that about the Rotolos. But he picked up a beautiful win earlier in the night. Nice knockdown. Turned it into his signature sub, the Darce choke. Lovely. Proved he has hands, and he could take you down and choke you whenever he wants. He is very dangerous in MMA. Watch out for Cade Rotolo. Watch out for Ty Rotolo. The Rotolo brothers are here to take over. They're here. They're ready. They got hands. They got grappling. They're dangerous everywhere. They're going to be a tough fight for anyone at any weight class, at any level of competition. So watch out for the Rotolos. Shout out to Lazy Bet in the house. Let's go. Smash the like. Smash the like. You already know. Thank you, Lazy Bet. Appreciate. But it was all strategic. I seen this from the beginning. That's why I wanted to bet the way I did. I was unable to actually place my bets, but that's the way I went. Reug Reug for the win. Rod Tang for the win. Jackie Bunton for the win. Adriana Moraes for the win. I should have seen it ahead with Sam A. The guy had 424 fights. I should have seen him winning. Sam A beats Zhang Peiman unanimous decision. King Thorny Sosomai defeats Tagir Kalilov unanimous decision. Of course, I should have seen that coming. Why would the Russian come in here and beat the Thai guy or the Filipino? Of course they're going to lose. Of course Jacob Smith is going to lose to Rod Tang. Of course Anissa Mexican is going to lose to Jackie Bunton. Of course Danny Kingai is going to lose to... Actually, that was the one surprise. Because he's Brazilian and he beat Danny Kingai. But I digress. Buchecha beating Amir Ali Akbari in the first round sub. Should have seen that. Should have seen that one coming. Ayaka Miura with a beautiful submission over Macarena Aragon. Scarf hold Americana. It was an Americana. I was confused as I was watching it, but I was like, no, that isn't Americana. Okay. It was round 1, 2 minutes and 22 seconds in. And then Elif Sword to Chapon defeated Walter Goncalves. I called it an upset earlier in the night. Walter was like a plus 500 dog, plus 600. He should have won the fight. He caught a yellow card in round 3 because of an illegal knee while his opponent was downed. And I think that's what ended up losing him the fight. But yeah, so that was 169. But yeah, the next fights to make, Reug Reug Buchecha, Reug Reug Malykhin, doesn't matter which one you do. I would favor the Buchecha fight next. Okay? I just would. Rod Tang could move up in weight, fight the next champion. He did lose his belt on the scales. He could fight for his belt back and then move up in weight and fight the next champion. Who knows what Rod Tang wants to do? But he put on a great performance for his crowd in Thailand. And yeah, Jackie Bunton breaking ground in America for one championship. Since Angela Lee is on leave right now, we do have Christian Lee coming up in December. I will be doing a combat companion for that card, so look out for that. Yeah. It was in the tea leaves, y'all. All we had to do, it was in the green leaves, y'all. All we had to do was look down and smoke it. Yeah, feel me? But yeah. That was our one championship results. Let's move on to UFC Vegas 100. We had our man, cigarette smoking, liquor drinking, Brazilian bad boy. I'm talking about Carlos the Nightmare Prates. Let's pour one out for Neil Magny, y'all. I know that finish looks suspect. I know it looked like it barely grazed him and he took a dive. But you got to remember, Neil Magny is 37 years of age, and he's been taking punches for, 17 years? How long has Neil Magny been taking punches? And how long has he been in the UFC? It's remarkable that he's still around longer than some of our favorite champions, some of our legends, and he's been fighting probably just as long as most of them. Okay? We're talking about a former Iron Man. I mean, a lot of pink in his record, but he got a lot of good wins. He's beaten Kelvin Gastelum. He's beaten Hector Lombard, Johnny Hendricks, Carlos Condit, Lee Jiangliang, Anthony Rocco Martin, Robbie Lawler, Jeff Neal, Max Griffin, D-Rod. Yeah, I said it like Ian Gary. D-Rod. Mike Malott. Phil the Fresh Prince Rowe. Look at all these wins. This is Neil Magny, my boy. And guess how long he's been doing it? In the UFC since February of 2013. I was in college still when Neil Magny joined the UFC. I was just becoming an MMA fan, maybe a couple years prior. 3 or 4 years prior. He started fighting MMA in 2010. I had just graduated high school. This man's been taking punches since then. And you don't think one of the hardest hitting guys at welterweight, Carlos Prates, could just touch him and put him out? Of course he can do that. He's supposed to do that. He was a minus 800 favorite. Come on. Open your eyes. Yeah, he went down, but that's what was supposed to happen the whole time. He was going to get knocked out anyways. What do you want him to take punishment for 4 rounds, you sick bastards? It's Neil Magny. Let's protect our legends. That's a little callback to last night for me, sticking up for John Jones not having to fight Tom Aspinall. Whatever. I don't care. We don't need to fight Tom Aspinall. And I'm sticking to my guns on that. I'm standing on business. He don't have to fight Tom Aspinall. Whatever. But anyways, Carlos Prates, the Nightmare, lands a big right glancing hook over the top. Maybe an overhand, but possibly a hook. Magny drops face first to the mat. No follow-up shot needed. Carlos Prates walks away with the win. What a celebration. First round. It was very similar to the Michael Morales fight for Neil Magny. He got caught with some leg kicks that didn't make him look good. He got put up against the fence, started shelling up, and then a shot got through. And it was all she wrote. It was a mirror fight, honestly. It kind of looked like the exact same. He's fighting a big Brazilian, getting put in the corner. Leg kicks were hurting him. It's just this time it was a KO and it wasn't a TKO. It got worse, actually. So pour one out for Neil Magny. For Carlos Prates, let's take a look at these UFC rankings for what we can do for my boy next. Because we got a logjam now. We got a lot of people. Oh, so Neil Magny was 15. So right away, Carlos Prates, welcome to the top 15, my boy. Welcome. You're here now. Now, Michael Morales beat him before you, so he gets the number 12 spot, unfortunately. But what I see here is a nice opportunity to figure out who is our Brazilian prospect. So Michael Morales, Carlos Prates, shake hands, because you two should be fighting each other next. That's what I see as the next fight. Doesn't make sense for a Vicente Luque fight. I think he's got a fight booked. Doesn't make sense for Michael Page. I think he's got a fight booked. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson's got to take some time off after that TKO from Joaquin Buckley. Joaquin Buckley's got a fight booked. Jeff Neal's got a fight booked. Gilbert Burns doesn't have a fight booked, but that is a big test. I don't think we should do that just yet. Ian Machado Gary's got a fight booked. Colby Covington's too high of a number. So, yeah, welcome to each other. Michael Morales, Carlos Prates, you have both just taken out Neil Magny, and you deserve each other. That's going to be a banger of a fight. That's going to be a Fight Night Vegas card, or we could do maybe a co-main in Brazil, but that is a fantastic next fight. And that's the only fight I see next. Neil Magny, I'm not going to give you a fight because I think you've had a wonderful career, and I think it's time to call it. I think it's time to hang it up after a TKO and then a full KO. You've only been KO'd like that once before, and that was Santiago Ponzinibbio. Other fights, TKOs and submissions. So, Neil Magny, thank you for your service. Thank you for your career as an MMA fighter. You were one of the best gatekeepers welterweight has ever seen. Thank you for being one of the best Haitian MMA fighters that I've got to witness in my tenure as an MMA fighter. Neil Magny should get the respect he deserves for all he's done and for all the tough fights he's taken over the years on short notice. And without question, he took on the toughest competition whenever it was handed to him and never turned down a fight. So shout out to Neil Magny. One of the dopest group picks ever in the crowd after Prates got the W. Yeah, Prates was doing his thing, man. He knows how to market himself. He knows how to talk about himself. He knows how to point the UFC in his direction. He was figuratively saying that the UFC was seeing how much money they could put behind him. And if he got his 5th finish of the year, I believe, was it his 5th finish of the year? Really? I find that hard to believe, but I do remember him beating up a lot of people recently. So maybe that's correct. Let me quickly take a gander. Oh my lord. It's his 5th. Sorry, 4th. It's his 4th. Trevin Giles, Charles Radke, Li Jinliang, and then Neil Magny. It's his 4th. I thought it was 5th. It's his 4th. He was supposed to fight Randy Brown. It got canceled. He ended up fighting Neil Magny. Okay. But yeah, I guess he counts it as the 5th because Randy Brown called out of the fight. So he's like, that's a knockout. Whatever. That guy won't get a chance again anyways. I'm ranked now, and he's not. But yeah, Carlos Prates. What a big win. What a big win. Moving on. I will not be doing a fighter spotlight of the week this week. It was going to be Jillian Robertson, but she didn't get a finish. She didn't get a convincing win. Her record's got a lot of pink in it. I'm going to wait a little on that. Just makes sense. And we got a lot to cover too. So there's no reason for me to drop a 15-minute segment on her when she didn't even have that great of a win. So moving on to UFC Vegas 100 results. Let's get through this, y'all. Let's get it. So we already talked about Prates Magny with that knockout punch, round 1. There's literally 10 seconds left in the fight. 4 minutes and 50 seconds. I mean, in the round. 10 seconds left in the round. And he got it done at 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Rener de Ridder defeats Gerald Meerschaert. Submission, arm triangle, round 3. 1 minute and 44 seconds. This fight was back and forth. RDR looked like shit in round 1. He was getting punched around, thrown around, getting put on his back, getting wrestled. Gerald Meerschaert looked like he was going to take the money home as a dog. And it was looking scary. But then RDR used that will that he had to he looked like a sloppy DDP out there. Like a sloppy DDP with better grappling and worse hands. But just like Dricus du Plessis, this man got the job done and he finished him by sub. It was actually remarkable to see. Second round, he fought better, actually knocking down Meerschaert with a big straight right at the end of the round. He caught him with a hook exiting, a striking exchange on the feet, and then dropped him in a round that you could have possibly gave to Meerschaert if he didn't drop him. Then round 3 comes. Meerschaert looking like he didn't quite recover with that 1 minute in between rounds. RDR pounces on him, takes him down. As he's trying to get back to his feet, jumps on his neck with a front choke, forces him to dive to his back. Then they end up on the ground. RDR knifes through into full mount, grabs the head, grabs the arm, gets the head and arm choke. Arm triangle, round 3. I had RDR to TKO him, so I was a little upset, but I did put one small bet on him to TKO or sub. I did think he was going to get the finish. So RDR, good on you. He was talking a little smack about one championship afterwards. Convenient that they fought on the same weekend that he fought. Convenient. But that's another reason I had to put the money on Renier. I had to. Renier de Ridder was going to win that fight. He was talking like he wants to fight again at UFC 308 if anybody fell out. He was talking like he has title aspirations. Now, I don't see title aspirations with his style. He's got some holes to fix at this level, especially in the UFC. He was taking a lot of punches from Gerald Meerschaert, by the way. He wasn't taking punches from Joe Pyfer. He was taking punches from Gerald Meerschaert. Okay, and his neck was snapping back. Bop, bop. So That wasn't great to see. So if he doesn't fix those holes, the next guy's gonna put him out. These guys got power at the top of the middleweight division. They're not like Gerald. So good luck. Good luck, because it's gonna be a tough go from here on out. They're gonna give you stiff competition from here. Gerald Mearshart was the bottom of the totem pole. They're about to run you up. And it's gonna get tougher each time. Gaston Bolaños defeats Cortavius Romeus, 30-26 and 30-27s. Wow. I did pick Gaston Bolaños. He was in my high risk one more round parlay. More to come on that later. And he ended up pulling the win out. He was a plus 200 dog. I hope you guys used him in your parlays. I hope you guys used him in your straights. I hope you made some money, because 30-26 seems like an easy win to me. And Jillian the Savage Robertson, old Jilly Bean, beats Luana Pinheiro, unanimous decision, 29-27, 29-28. She had a good game plan. She took her down. She beat her up most of the time. But she just couldn't quite get the finish. She almost got it at the end of round 1. Couldn't quite lock it in. Gets the takedowns in rounds 2 and 3, but can't really get too much control time, but ends up getting more control time towards the end. Luana Pinheiro didn't have too much for her, to be honest. Jillian's going to get another step up in competition after this. I don't know if it's going to be a ranked opponent. Flyweight is pretty slim, so maybe they will. She is at 14 and Luana was at 13. But Angela Hill, she already lost to, and that's a tough fight. Lupe Godinez, Tabitha Ricci, she's lost to. Marina Rodriguez is up there. So there's a lot of options left. I think a good fight would be maybe Yasmin Lucindo. Maybe a Lupe. I like the Lupe fight. That makes sense too. There's a lot of options. A lot of options at flyweight. Let's not cone her down to one option. Let's keep the field open on that. There's a lot of things we could do with Jillian. She's a star in Canada. She's a star in America. She's like a Diaz. She smokes weed. She puts herself out there on social media. So they're going to give her a good fight next. And then we have another up-and-comer. Mansur Abdul Malik defeats Dusko Todorovic. TKO, knees and punches. Round 1, 2 minutes and 44 seconds. Barely hit the over half a round. But we like it. Thank you. Mansur Abdul Malik. He is an up-and-coming prospect. Very well done. He did what he's supposed to do in there, and he got the win. Very nice to see. I'll be putting all my future bets on him. And on to the prelims. I'll go over this quickly. Denise Gomez defeats Karolina Kowalkiewicz, 30-27, 30-27, 29-28. We expected that. No need to talk about that more. Karolina Kowalkiewicz has had a great career, but she's now 39 years old in the women's strawweight division on a 2-fight losing streak. You know where my head's at with that. Maybe a fight or two more. Maybe a legend fight with Angela Hill or something like that. But anything short of that, you had a great career. You challenged for the title. You expanded MMA for women in Poland. Big respect to Karolina Kowalkiewicz. Denise Gomez, we shooting you up the ladder. Maybe we give you Jillian Robertson next. Who knows? Oh, that was strawweight. I said flyweight. Wow. When I was talking about Jillian Robertson, I was giving her the wrong opponents. That's why this didn't make sense. I was trying to figure out why. I was like, why do I feel like I didn't make sense? Oh, no, I did give the right division. I'm a moron. I just said the wrong weight class. That's what it is. Yeah, Jillian Robertson is a strawweight, not a flyweight, a strawweight. But yeah, those are still the right fights for her. Whatever I said before is still the right fights. But yeah, maybe Denise Gomez, Jillian Robertson. That's a good fight. Don't shoot her up the ladder too high. Still let her build her record. Denise Gomez is still young. She's only 24, so a loss to Jillian Robertson wouldn't be the worst thing. And then Alicia Zaleski dos Santos defeats Zach Scroggin, TKO round 1, 1 minute and 15 seconds. Didn't even hit the over a half a round. He took the fight on short notice, and this fight was a catch weight of 174, so it was expected to go short. And the veteran of 30-plus fights should beat the guy with less than 10 fights. So, yeah, that happened. Charles Radke defeats Matthew Semmelsberger, TKO in round 1, 51 seconds in. I had Radke in my high-risk parlay for one more round. If you put him as a parlay a piece or a single, you're welcome. Shout out to Manich. And, yeah, he is doing things at welterweight. We're not talking about any ranked opponents right now because it was Matthew Semmelsberger who was 7-4 coming into this. So you did what you were supposed to do. But I did see that he's on the same card as the guy that knocked him out last. So I knew that they wanted to create value in this guy, especially since Prates was the main event. So beating somebody in your last fight that would lose to somebody on the lower end of your card didn't make sense to me. So automatically I thought Radke was going to win his fight. And automatically I thought he was going to get a finish. So Radke was on my radar this fight. That's the only reason I picked him. He was only minus 170, so it made sense. I just used logic for that one. They wouldn't throw somebody that's going to lose to a nobody on this card. No offense to Matthew Semmelsberger on a fight that a guy he just lost to finished him, who is the main event. It just didn't make sense. So Radke was always going to win this fight. And then Damon Blackshear defeats Cody Stamann. Submission, rear naked choke, round 1, 4 minutes and 19 seconds. He got to showcase his knees, his hands, and then he subbed them. Cody Stamann, not what we thought he was at bantamweight. Since his big wins over Tom Duquesnoy, Brian Caraway, Alejandro Perez, Brian Keller, he's just on a big losing streak. He's 2-8. I mean, 2-6 in his last 8. Lost to Jimmy Rivera, Marab, Saeed Nurmagomedov, Douglas De Silva de Andrade, Taylor Lapilus, and now Damon Blackshear. Only getting wins over Eddie Wineland and Luan Lacerda. Not looking great for Cody Stamann. I don't know what's next for him. I wish the best luck for the guy. Extreme Couture is a great gym. Maybe he just needs to take a little time off or drop a weight class. He looks very small, very stocky, and he has short limbs for bantamweight, but he looks very thick at bantamweight. So maybe if he drops a little body mass, dropped a little weight, he did say he was 10 pounds lighter for this weight cut, so that does suggest to me that he could go down to flyweight. So possibly a flyweight move for Cody Stamann. We've seen a move down to a weight class do a lot for certain people. So, I mean, it worked for Paul Craig. Let's see what it can do. It kind of worked for Paul Craig. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But besides that, Trayshawn Gore, submission win over Antonio Trocoli. At least he's got Mackenzie Dern. Submission guillotine choke, 1 minute, 23 seconds into round 1. And then Melissa Mullins gets a nice TKO over Claudia Segula. Second round, minute and 20 seconds. That will complete our UFC Vegas 100 results. We are done with the MMA portion of our recap news results. Let's get into some boxing. Okay? Keyshawn Davis defeats Gustavo Lemos. All right? Wow. Keyshawn Davis, TKO. Round 2. Keyshawn, you dog. That call out you had afterwards, Tank Davis, makes sense. Who gets to carry the Davis last name after this? Is it Keyshawn? Is it Gervonta? Who knows? But yeah, I like that call out. After a win like that, you should call him out. Him and his brothers getting wins across the card. Kelvin Davis beats Haste Gabriel Solano, unanimous decision, 8. Keyshawn Davis defeats Jalen Moore, unanimous decision, 4. Lower on the card, Abdullah Mason defeats Johan Vasquez, another second round KO. Go back and watch that fight. It was a slugfest for as long as it lasted. Lightweight is heating up. Boxing. We always knew lightweight was a premier division, but damn, you boys are displaying those hands. My lord. And then we got Tank coming up in a month or two. Okay. I'm excited. But yeah, Keyshawn Davis, what a TKO win. Showcased his hands, used his ring generalship. Didn't get to show off too much because fight ended rather quickly, but hey, the man did what he was supposed to do. He went in there and he won, and he set himself up for a great fight next. So shout out to him. Shout out to Abdullah Mason. Big wins in the boxing sphere on Top Rank. ESPN, you got some good things going for you. Moving on. You know me. I don't spend too much time on boxing. I don't like to. But moving on. Jaron Ennis took on Chukhadzhian for the second time. And I guess the reason he took this fight is because he wanted to finish him this time. But that's not what happened. Jaron Ennis wins another unanimous decision against Chukhadzhian in a lackluster performance in which he took way too many punches and didn't look as clean as he should have. If the motive of this fight was to finish Chukhadzhian and then call out for a big money fight, objective failed. He looked worse than he did in the last fight. I would say take a little time off, get back in the gym. Don't make any crazy call outs right now because they're not going to receive those comments well. And honestly, get another good fight in. Get another good up-and-coming fight in. Take another mandatory. Do something. But we need another finish before we can set you up for guys like Crawford, set you up for guys like Spence, set you up for that level of competition, you know? And we haven't seen anything in the last year that suggests that we should put you up against those guys. Chukhadzhian was finding holes in his defense, landing some powerful strikes in round 2. Definitely won round 2. Handily won round 2. Among a couple other rounds within the fight. I mean, Jaron Ennis did what he was supposed to do. He boxed him. He controlled him. He showboated. He definitely was the better fighter in there, but he didn't look like the better fighter in there for the 100% of the fight. He looked like the better fighter in there for about 60% of the fight. So take that with a grain of salt. And I hope to see something big in Ennis's future, but the next fight shouldn't be something huge. And that is my honest opinion. Love it, hate it, whatever. The scorecards were 119, 107, 117, 109, 116, 110. But Jaron Ennis defeats Chukhadzhian for the second time. And then Jesse Bam Rodriguez. What a KO. Defeats Pedro Guevara round 3, 2 minutes and 47 seconds. It was looking like a good fight. They were going back and forth, but Jesse definitely had the upper hand in rounds 1 and 2. Round 3 comes. He lands that big strike up against the ropes. Puts Guevara on his back. Referee was like, nah, that's it. That's it. Fight was over. Jesse with some power in those hands. Showed off the bam in those hands. Jesse Rodriguez with a big win. He should set himself up for a big fight next. But yeah, that was the DAZN card. This fight took place on DAZN. DAZN Boxing they got something going over there as well. So they're putting good fights together. Boxing's coming together here right at the end of the year. We got a couple more good fights coming. But yeah, let's quickly go over that. What we got on the way. Other boxing notables coming up. First off, how could we forget? November 15th, Arlington, Texas, on Netflix, we got Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, 8 rounds at heavyweight. You already know my prediction for that. I'm not going with Jake Paul, even though I always bet with Jake Paul. We're going Mike Tyson decision. We're probably also going to go Jake Paul decision, depending on how much money we're getting back on it. But yeah. And then speaking of that Ennis Chukhadzhian fight, by the way, it was plus 400 for Ennis decision. That's how he beat him last time. Why would it be minus 400 for him to get the TKO this time? The books really screwed up on that one, and me and Luke cashed out good. Shout out to the main card minute. But anyways, back to other boxing notables. So we got Mike Tyson, Jake Paul on Netflix. That's Friday. That is Friday the 15th. Friday. Okay. That is Friday. For anybody that thinks it's Saturday, it's Friday the 15th on Netflix. Okay. So don't get those dates switched. Also on that undercard, we have 3 title fights. We have Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. 10 rounds for Taylor's undisputed women's junior welterweight championship. We have title fight between Mario Barrios and Abel Ramos. 12 rounds for Barrios' WBC welterweight title. And then we have another title fight, Shadeja Green versus Melinda Watpool. 10 rounds for the vacant WBO women's super middleweight title. So we got 3 banger title fights, and then we get the main event, Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. That is all on Netflix this weekend. They are dominating the boxing sphere this weekend. Nothing else is really going on that we should elevate and talk about. So make sure you tune in on Friday to that. And then obviously on Saturday, we have UFC 308, Jones, Miocic. We also have Chandler Oliveira. We also have Bo Nickel, Paul Craig. Lots of good fights on the card. But that'll do it for the other boxing notables. And now we get to our favorite segment of the week. You already know what's going down, y'all. That's right. It's this week's wins. Let's go. This week's wins. What? This week's wins. This week's wins. This week's wins. That's right. If you tailed the one more round parlay, you motherfucking cashed. You cashed. That's what happened. Hold on. I forgot to. Where's my phone? Oh, man. Is my phone not in the room? Oh, I fucked up. Whatever. Damn. And I'm not unplugging shit right now. It would be too crazy. But anyways, the parlay cashed. We'll go over that a little later, but let's go through the card. First, had to pick up a little win. Little slight win on my man Damon Blackshear. Damon Blackshear brought me a little bread bag. Put a little $5 to start the night. I was like, you know what? I'm not going crazy, but I like these props. He's got 9 wins by submission, right? 9 wins by submission. Stamen had 2 of his 7 losses by submission. I was like, this is a match made in heaven. Damon Blackshear sub plus 500. Cash it. $5. Turn it to $30. Twice. Both apps. Because I believe in my picks. I believe. Okay? I believe in my picks. All right? Fuck with me. Then we moved on. I had a little Elizio Zaleski dos Santos by KO parlay I wanted to put in. Put a little $20 on it, brought almost 40 back. Some light. Just had to, just had to spread my wealth a little bit. You feel me? Then we had a little Radke action, I believed in Radke. Carlos Prates was leading the card, so I threw a little $5 on him, a little 10 spot on the TKO. Straight up, just in case Semmelsberger pulled the upset. But we cashed there too, bringing more money home. Quadrupled the money stack. You feel me? Nice and easy. Thank you, Charlie Radke. Then we had Romeos and Bolaños. Baloney boys in the building. You know, we had the cash there. I thought the fight would end in points. I didn't think Bolaños would get finished. He's too good. I didn't know who this Cortavious Romeus guy was, but everybody had him so favored. I didn't think he'd get finished either. Points, baby. Plus 165, plus 150. Easy money. Easy money is what I like to do. I like to make easy money. I like to look at all the props, be like, this is the only one that makes sense. I like the odds. Let's take that. You know? Then we had to go to the Mearshart René de Ritter fight. I took him by TKO, so I lost a lot on that, but had to make a little money on that. TKO or submission. I did believe he would get the finish. Took the method of victory double chance. Had to do it. I believe. So, you know, that's how the cookie crumbled, guys. That's how the cookie crumbled. And then we got to our main event of the evening. The main event was finally here. And we were going to sign off after this. More to come on that. But the main event was here. So I decided to hop on the mystery bet heavy. Shout out to Luke from the Main Card Minute. You could scan the QR code below to become a fan of his channel as well. If you know me from here, you probably know me from there too. So yeah, shout out to Luke with the Main Card Minute. But we put in the mystery bet, and the mystery bet was Carlos Prates under 3.5 by TKO. And you know it cashed. I threw 50 on it because you know I roll with the mystery bet now. I don't like to miss out on it. I had to throw a little 50 spot on it. You already know. Cash it. $73 back. Let's go. And not only did I throw it on DraftKings, I threw it on FanDuel. I had to modify a little bit. Had to take Prates in 1, 2, or 3 at minus 150. Used a little boost on it too. But brought back $50. Brought me back $50. I can't complain. Ain't nothing to complain about. And obviously, you already know, if you tailed the one more round parlay, we had Prates by KO. We had Abdul Malik by KO. We had Jillian Robertson. And we had Denise Gomez. And guess what? It motherfucking cashed. Plus 228 on FanDuel. What's up, baby? $100 because I believe in the parlays I put out for you people. I believe. So you got to cash. I can't just put this out to the world and nobody makes money off of it. That ain't right. You guys got to make money too. So there you go. And I put it on DraftKings. Slight modification. I took the over 1.5 in the Gaston Bolaños Cortavious Romeus. Didn't really believe in Denise Gomez for a second, so I only threw in Julian Robertson in this one. I wish I did because it would have been like plus 300 if I did. But guess what? We still cash another $100 for another 300. This is what we do here. Saturdays, we make money. That's what we do here. Welcome to the team. Also, shout out to anybody that submits to the fan. One more round fights at gmail.com. One more round fights at gmail.com. Send me your wins. I want to see how much you made. Shout out to the fan of the week again. C. Manich. Tailed most of the picks for my parlay. 3 spot. Got himself a plus 400 off that. Turned $3 into 15. Yeah. And what? And then me and Luke stood on for the stream a little bit after. Taking rips and catching slips. That's what we do. That's right, Lazy Bed. You already know. We get bread over here. We win money. And then we stuck around for the boxing card. We were like, yo, Boots is probably going to win this. How did you beat him last time? Decision? That's probably minus 400, right? It's plus 400? Yeah, we cash twice. Little 20 spot to cash 120. Little 50 spot to cash 260. You already know. We stuck around, made it profitable, made it worth it. Stuck around, caught another $300 just for sticking around. just for hanging out. That's the vibes we want. That's the vibes. And that's why this is another successful segment, another successful week. Let's go. Our favorite segment always in our hearts. This week's wins, baby. This week's wins. You're welcome. You know, look out for the picks because they've been winning. That's 3 weeks in a row. Let's make it 4. UFC 308 coming. Seems like a good card to make it 4 in a row. Let's do it. I expect $1,000 week next week. I expect $1,000 coming Saturday. I expect a little money on the boxing card for Jake Paul, Mike Tyson too. But I expect a big fucking week next week, y'all. So stick around. Let's move on to our last segment. We're almost at the top of the hour. UFC 308 picks. Speak of the devil. Speak of the devil. Who do I got for this week? Let's quickly go through the card. Oh my God. Have I been saying 308? It's 309. 309. UFC 309. I've been saying 308 this whole damn time. 309. Sorry. My brain, I just woke up. That's on me. But anyways, UFC 309. John Jones, Stipe Miocic. Let's go from bottom up. We got Hardy, Moura. Probably go with Hardy there. Basel Hafez, Oban Elliott. You already know I'm rocking with Oban Elliott. Already know I'm rocking with the Welshman. Got to. Or maybe, yeah, I think he's from Wales. Mickey Gall versus Ramiz Brahimaj. Now, Brahimaj has not looked good in any of his last fights, last losing to Themba Garimbo, but it was a unanimous decision. He did beat Michael Gilmore in the fight before that, and he did lose to Corey McGee, but he beat Sasha Palatnikov. And Mickey Gall, on the other hand, has lost 3 in a row to Alex Morono, Mike Malott, and Basel Hafez. So, since Basel Hafez is supposed to lose to Oban Elliott, I think Mickey Gall is supposed to lose to Ramiz Brahimaj. That's my logic there. Marcin Tybura versus Jonata Diniz. I'm going to go with Tybura just off of experience. Jonata Diniz is 33 years of age, and he's 6'4". Tybura is 39 years of age, and he's 6'3". Maybe we should go with the youth here, but it is heavyweight. Anything could happen. Tybura likes to use his wrestling. He's more seasoned. I'm going to go with Tybura there. Jim Miller, Damon Jackson. I got to go with Jim Miller. I never bet against the vets. Damon Jackson just disappointed me time and time again, and he lost to Chepe Mariscal in his last fight. He's 1-3 in his last 4. I just can't choose that guy. Eric Anders, Chris Weidman. I never bet against my Long Island collegiates. Chris Weidman for the win. I think he gets it done by decision. He gets on a 2-fight win streak, starts calling for a title shot in weird ways. Who knows? But honestly, it's in New York. You know what? Hold on. This fight's in New York, and let's look at Weidman's record in the New York, New Jersey area. Starting from the beginning of his career, he won 4 straight times in Atlantic City. Okay. But his first fight in New York City, he lost. He lost his second fight in New York and Buffalo. He won in Long Island. He can't lose in Long Island, so I expected him to win that. But then he lost to Jacare in New York City again. And he won in Atlantic City and New Jersey. So he's undefeated in Atlantic City, but pretty much defeated in New York City, undefeated in Long Island. My head is telling me to take Anders here, but I will be putting bets on Chris Weidman, especially if he's a dog. Okay? That's just how we operate here. And then Jonathan Martinez, Marcus McGee. There's no way I'm choosing Marcus McGee. We're going Jonathan Martinez. Factory X, baby. Mauricio Ruffy, Fighting Nerds just displayed something last week. They should do it again. James Longtop should be losing to Mauricio Ruffy, possibly by KO. Might get subbed. Who knows? Bo Nickel will be beating Paul Craig. Come on. Up-and-coming prospect. They featured him here on this card for a reason. Paul Craig did do good since coming down to middleweight, but has lost to Brendan Allen, and Kyle Barajo, both by finish. I expect Bo Nickel to finish him here. Then our last 3 fights, Viviane Araújo, Karine Silva, take the dog. Listen to Luke on that one. I have nothing on this fight. Absolutely nothing. It will be staying away from all my parlays. I won't even be putting a single on it unless I trust what Luke says. I'm staying away from that fight. Then we have Charles Oliveira and Michael Chandler. It will shock you, but I'm staying away from this fight. Michael Chandler has had a 2-year camp. He looks in phenomenal shape. Charles Oliveira hasn't looked that great since losing the title. He has picked up a couple wins since one win since losing the title. He beat Beneil Dariush, but he lost to Arman Tsarukyan in his last fight. I think Michael Chandler could get it done. He was winning the first fight in the first round until he got caught and then finished. So I'm going to give it to Michael Chandler, but yeah, whoever's the dog, and it's probably Michael Chandler, so I'm probably going to take Michael Chandler. And you know I'm going with the GOAT, John Jones, by finish. John Jones, by decision. All my bets will have John Jones. John Jones will be in every single fucking parlay. There's no fucking way you should bet on Stipe Miocic. What are you thinking? What are you actually thinking if you bet on Stipe Miocic? I don't care what the odds are. I don't care what you think. I don't care what heavyweight titles Stipe's had. This is John Jones that we're talking about, people. John Jones. Where is Stipe going to put John Jones in danger? Is it going to be on the ground? No. Is it going to be on the feet? No. Is it going to be in the clinch? No. So no, there is no way that John Jones is going to lose this fight. You can come back to this stream, shit on me, drop all the comments you want, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. John Jones is not losing this fight. Don't waste your money on anything for Stipe Miocic. And that completes my show. Lazy Bed, thank you. Good show, brother. Push to 200 starts now. Thank you, brother. We're on our way. We are now at 103 subscribers. We are on our way to 500, where we will be able to take super chats and start getting monetized. So we're on our way, people. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Hit the socials below. Main card minute on your left. One more round fights on your right. Scan the QR code, and it will take you right to one of our streams where you can follow and subscribe. Please hit the bell icon to get notified when we go live. You already know. Sponsors, any sponsors want to shout? I like free shit. Shout out to W.GG. Use promo code one more round for 10% off. Don't forget to hit the email, onemoreroundfights@gmail.com, if you have any wins to send me. I want to see if you made some money. Please follow on social media. One More Round Fights. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, all that. And again, I'm your host, Gaff, every Sunday, 11 a.m. in the East, 8 a.m. in the West. I'm here to give you boxing, MMA, news, parlays, picks, up-and-coming people, up-and-coming cards, all that. Keep you informed. I'm here to service you and make you money. So please spread the love. I will see you guys next week. I'll see you on Saturday, possibly on Friday, but I'll see you guys Saturday, and enjoy the fights. Peace.